Hi, my name is Nick Burnham and I'm here for Motorboat and Yachting this month in Southampton aboard a Sealine SC38. Now this is a boat that Sealine launched in 2007. It came out 2 years after their seminal Sealine SC39, which was a major departure at the time. And this boat certainly riffs off its smaller sister. It doesn't get the Oki Manifelt stepped hull. The hull on this one's based on the predecessor 38, but it does get the new style hardtop that was first introduced on the SC29. And it's a hardtop that reaches all the way back to the transom. And with a vinyl opening roof section, it means you get a massive aperture above me here. It's not an electric roof, it's manual. You undo 2 clips and then just pull the whole thing back manually, but it rolls back really easily and you can open it in about 5 seconds. Now, typically for Sealine, this boat's all about space on board and practical little details. So first of all, it's got a very wide beam which gives you massive space in here, but it's also full of clever touches. So for example, there's a clamshell opening at the back of the hardtop so that the canopies can just be rolled up inside rather than taking them off altogether. And the cockpit table, and indeed the sun pad for it, is in dedicated storage underneath here, so you don't have to drag the whole thing out from inside every time you want to use it. Another nice option is a wet bar back in the corner. It came with a fridge as standard, but there was an optional grill, and that makes that a great area for outside entertaining. Now the engines on this boat were all twin Volvo Penta. They put D4s in here from 225 horsepower up to 300, but they also put the D6, the straight 6 engines in. And those were originally available in 310 or 350 horsepower, and then later 330 up to 370 horsepower. And with those largest engines, you're knocking on the door of 40 knots. You'll do about 38, 39 knots. But even with the D4s, you should be good for over 30. Again, here at the helm, there's some quite clever details. One thing I do particularly like is the fact that Sealine have paired the engine instrument. So you've just got 2 columns, and it's very easy to cross-reference across and just make sure that everything is as it should be. Now down here in the cabin there are 2 elements that really stand out: light and space. The former is provided by 2 big skylights in the ceiling, and they really flood this area with light. It really does feel very bright in here. But the second is partly caused by that wide beam and partly caused by some clever design. It's a very, very spacious feeling saloon area here. You've got the galley opposite, of course, as you might expect. And the lounge, although it's fairly conventional, does have a couple of neat twists. So for example, in the aft cabin, yes, it's got the 2 single beds that convert to a double that run across underneath the cockpit, but it's also got a 3rd bed in there. If you've got 3 kids, that's a really standout feature. The forward cabin has got a central double bed, again, as you might expect, but what you might not expect is the fact that it's got a separate heads and shower. So you've got a heads on one side with your toilet and your sink, and the other side is a completely separate shower area, so that you can use both of those areas simultaneously. Again, there's some clever detailing in here. One thing I particularly like is dimmers on the lights, so you don't have to have them either full on or completely off. You can touch them and select the amount of ambient light that you want at night. The other, and it's a small detail, but at the back of the galley they've put a draining trough. Now most of these boats, when you do your washing up, you've got nowhere to put anything, but on this one you can drop your plates in the back or your cups or glasses and let them drain away. Now on the options list when this boat was new was all the things you might expect: central heating, chart plotter, generator, that kind of thing. But there's one thing that you might not. Sealine offered this boat with a rather unusual metallic paint finish. It was a twin tone pale blue, and it really made the boat stand out. Okay, not the most practical of finish if you knock it or dent it, but it certainly transformed the look of this boat. But even in the plain white we've got here, which of course is a much more practical proposition, it's still a great looking boat.